Welcome to Lisbon, Portugal, everyone. Michael here with Offshore Citizen, and I wanted to do a slightly different style video today since I'm here for the Solana Breakpoint event. I wanted to show people who have never seen Lisbon a little bit of what it is like. So it might be a little bit shaky video, but hopefully it'll be made up for by the fact that you get to see. So behind me, I'm kind of in the city center area, a big park here. And if you look out over my shoulder, you can see down to the sea. This is one nice thing for sure in Lisbon is they've got these nice sea views. Not to mention, I mean, this is in Portugal in general, there's a lot of places you can get the area. So Portugal or Lisbon, I guess Portugal in general can be fairly pretty. Lisbon is got a lot of quite pretty areas. One of the things that works really well here is the height of things varies quite a lot. So you end up with some cases where you have like hills, and so you'll have streets that go under streets and kind of cool bridges and things like this combined with kind of more traditional European architecture. It can be quite nice, right? Now, so I wanted to talk a bit about why it is that this has been, for those of you who don't know, one of the most popular places for people to move in the last year or so. In particular, I've noticed over the last year. And part of that is their welcomingness to crypto, which I'll talk about, but also it is just a bunch of things that they're doing pretty well. And my concern a little bit is they may be getting lucky, meaning that they may be doing it by accident, and I'm not exactly sure if they are smart about that or not. And if they're not smart, the problem is that it may get messed up. On the other hand, if they are smart, they'll keep it going. And I have noticed, talking to some people, that there is definitely an interest or attention being given by other countries in the EU about what it is that Portugal is doing and how they're having success attracting tech. Just before the Solana event, when there's this Cosmos event, before that there was Web Summit. Web Summit, for those of you who don't know, is like 40,000 people. It's a huge event for the tech space. I think it was the president or prime minister, I always get them confused, was speaking there. You had lots of different interesting involvement. And so, yeah, that's something that they've done really well, is attracted all these people. I would say a lot more builders, and maybe this is something to do with the culture and the climate. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the culture here. So first of all, it's quite an open culture. You've got a lot of, arts, this sort of thing. It's very welcoming to gays. So I've got some good friends who've moved here partially on that basis, which is something that has been, really attractive to certain people. It's pretty, like, if you just think about it in terms of openness, which is really important to a lot of people. Give you some context. I mean, I've hosted, we hosted an event a few days ago, lots of people, etc. We're hosting another event tonight, and, essentially no restrictions in that regard. I've gone to events every single day over the last few days, and it's been pretty open. So compared to a lot of places, that's, I think, for a lot of people been quite refreshing. Then you have some of the benefits in terms of the tax side of things. So they have the NHR here, which is, it's not the most amazing tax regime for some people, but it's better than a lot of alternatives. And that, I think, really helps with the attractiveness. Crypto also has some special tax, which I think is probably honestly sort of by accident, which is one of the things I'm worried about them messing up. But in the meantime, there's tons and tons of people who are moving here. I was talking to the founder of Swissborg, which is a fairly major project based in Switzerland, and they're buying some land 45 minutes outside of the city and putting like a crypto economy or a token economy set up there with some construction they're doing. So that's really interesting, going to create some sort of environment for building. He was talking to me just about, again, the attraction for builders, the attraction for developers, etc. So if you're receiving dividends from abroad, if you have a pension from abroad, if you are getting royalties from abroad, if you're holding crypto, if you're a normal stock investor or trader, it's not so good, but you can watch my other videos on that. We talk about Portugal quite a bit. Then we have climate. So today it is the middle of November, and it's nice and warm. Like this morning I was out in a t-shirt, no problem. Now it gets a little bit chilly at night this time of year, and I've certainly been here this time of the year in the past when it's been kind of frigid with a cold wind. But on the other hand, in general, Lisbon area typically won't get below 0 during the winter. So the coldest time of year, it's maybe 1-2 degrees on the low end, which is dramatically better than most of Europe. Makes it one of the most attractive places to be. It's a pretty city, right? That's one thing that's that's quite nice for people. And then I think the other thing that is working really well for them is they have a situation where they have a really attractive set of residency programs. So whether we do the D7, which is quite easy to do for a wide range of people, or the Golden Visa, which is probably one of the easiest ways to move towards citizenship, but also gives you the flexibility of not being in the country for very long. So a lot of people who want Schengen access, but they don't want to live in Portugal full time, this gives them a great option. It's relatively inexpensive, relatively easy to maintain, etc. We've talked a lot about it. And so, yeah, the combination of things, they're doing just a really great job at attracting people. And I always think that countries that attract smart, passionate, hardworking people who are building stuff, there's a real payoff of that. And so we'll see how they continue with it. Like I said, I'm a little bit concerned that in the next year or two, there's a bit of socialist undercurrent in a bunch of the policies in the country. And so whether they might say, well, hang on, we need money. Let's go and, start taxing these people who have come in and removing some of the benefits that they're getting. We'll see if that happens, right? We'll see. But for now, I mean, it's working out pretty well for them. And it has led to a lot of people wanting to move here. And if not move here, then at least get a residency here, base themselves here part of the year, etc. So yeah, this is Lisbon, Portugal. And I recommend you, come and check it out. If not, you may not move here, that's fine. To give some context, it's a city of about 500,000, so it's not a very big city. It doesn't offer that much, although I find that the seafood is great. And there's enough, right? There's, I think, enough that most of the things that you would want are available, and that makes it really, really good for people. So I hope that helps. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, reach out to us if you have any questions, would like help with relocating here or to anywhere else, getting second citizenships, doing the tax optimization, etc. And I'm going to look forward to seeing you all on the next video.